What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Thailand's Pita Limjaroenrat's bid for prime minister has ended. The country's parliament voted to block his second shot at the country's top spot. Earlier in the day, Thailand's constitutional court also suspended Pita as an MP. Justin reports.
Pita Limjaroenrat will not be Thailand's next prime minister. A majority of the country's parliament, which consists of elected MPs and military-appointed senators, has voted against renominating the country's sole candidate for the job. The odds were stacked against the Progressive Move Forward Party candidate as he went into his second parliamentary vote on Wednesday. Just hours into the session, Thailand's constitutional court threw a wrench into the day's works by suspending the 42-year-old party leader as a member of parliament. That decision was based on a petition filed against Pita for previously holding shares of a media company called ITV, something that the court says is a breach of electoral rules. When leaving the building, Pita's fellow MPs applauded him in solidarity. Move Forward supporters are outraged that the country's leader won't be from the party that won the general elections back in May. Crowds of people are protesting across Bangkok. And it didn't take long for that anger to travel overseas, with some Thai students living in Taiwan voicing their criticisms against the vote.
จริงๆก็อยากให้เคารพเสียงประชาชนมากกว่าที่จะเอาเสียงสวเข้ามาตัดสินมากกว่าค่ะจริงๆแล้วประชาชนถึง14ล้านคนค่ะที่เลือกคุณพิธาขึ้นมาเป็นนายกพรรคก้าวไกลแต่ว่าเราไปฟังเสียงสวแค่ไม่กี่เสียงว่าจะให้เขาได้ขึ้นเป็นนายกหรือว่าไม่เป็นมันไม่ใช่ประชาธิปไตยค่ะถ้าเกิดว่าสวหรือพรรคฝ่ายค้านไม่เคารพในเสียงประชาชนก็เท่ากับว่าเราจะเรียกประเทศเราว่าประชาธิปไตยได้ยังไงอะคะ
Pita took to Instagram after his suspension as an MP. He said, "It's clear that winning public trust is not enough to rule this country. You've got to ask the Senate first." Senators appointed by the previous military government make up one of two branches of Thailand's parliament. Many of them have taken issue with Pita and his party's anti-institution reformist platform, most notably against their plans to amend the royal defamation law. Under that law, people can face up to 15 years in jail for insulting the Thai monarchy.
Pita represents an ideology that threatens the very social fabric, the very cultural identity, and the national security of Thailand.
With Pita's bid now over, any alternate candidate would likely come from the second largest party and coalition partner Pheu Thai. But with growing protests in the country's capital, Parliament will first have to face the 14 million people, a majority, who voted for Pita as their next leader. Alex Chen and Joyce Zhen for TaiwanPlus.
Meanwhile, Taiwan's President Tsai hosted a group of Thai representatives at the presidential office on Wednesday. She spoke about strengthening trade and business links between the two countries.
泰国也是非常重要的合作的对象。那我们也希望我们能够发挥台湾产业的关键的优势，再加上各位我们侨界的朋友在当地长期生根的资源，协助台湾打开更广大的国际市场。
Tsai noted that there are strong people-to-people ties between the two countries, with over 100,000 Taiwanese living in Thailand and over 1,000 Taiwanese businesses operating there. She said the two countries will continue cooperating in areas like tourism and investment to further strengthen bilateral relations. President Tsai has been pushing to improve relations with Southeast Asian countries since taking office. The presidential candidate for Taiwan's main opposition party has survived a key meeting that could have seen him pulled out of the race. Stash Butler reports.
We're at the headquarters of Taiwan's biggest opposition party, the Kuomintang, where the party's candidate for the 2024 presidential race, that's just under 6 months away, has just survived a crucial meeting that could have seen his candidacy withdrawn. Now, Hou Yui, that candidate, is the mayor of New Taipei, Taiwan's biggest city, and just a few months ago, he was one of the most popular politicians in Taiwan. Now, though, he's languishing in third in the polls at around 20%, well behind the ruling party candidate and behind also the dark horse third party candidate. That's why some people in his party want to pull him out of the race, withdraw him as the KMT candidate and swap someone else in. That could be Terry Guo, the tech billionaire, the founder of Foxconn, maker of iPhones. Or it could be Han Guoyu, their candidate from 2020, the losing candidate, in fact, in that race. It wouldn't be without precedent to swap someone in for Ho. I mean, in fact, the party's current chair, Eric Zhu, actually stepped in himself in 2016 to replace a failing candidate of theirs then when the party decided to ditch that candidate. But now Eric Zhu, that same party chair, today was stressing unity. He said, the message was to get behind the candidate or else.
2024如果我们大家能够团结一致，什么都可能。如果我们不团结，我们分裂了，什么都不可能。
But the threats to raise a motion to withdraw Ho from the campaign from some of the members of the KMT, those threats never materialized at the meeting today. So it should seem that Ho Yo-i will be safely crowned as the party's nominee for the 2024 race at their party congress, this big grand event on Sunday. Think of it like a Democratic or Republican convention in the US. Now, that should be a joyful moment for Ho, but clouds still hang over his campaign. His polling is still well below what the party expects of him. Unless his campaign can turn that around, his candidacy will remain in question. Justin Wu and Stash Butler in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
A school on the island of Kinmen has fired a teacher suspected of sexually harassing students. The substitute teacher allegedly solicited inappropriate photos from girls at the middle school. Around 30 students have been identified through an investigation which began in April. The man has since been barred from the teaching profession. The Education Ministry is reviewing the school's investigation. One of Taipei Zoo's Malayan tapirs died Tuesday afternoon. The tapir, known as Moke, was on loan from Prague Zoo. Taipei Zoo officials say Moke's most recent health checks have been normal, though he has started eating less in the last few days. National Taiwan University will perform an autopsy to confirm the cause of death. Malayan tapirs are endangered, and Taipei Zoo has successfully bred one with help from an international breeding program. Taiwan is known as the Kingdom of Butterflies. That title is thanks to places like Nantou County, where thousands of the beautiful insects have gathered. Eric Gao has the story.
For a few months every summer in Nantou County's Puli Township, butterflies are king. After a devastating earthquake in 1999, locals decided to rebuild with butterflies in mind, planting flowers that attract the insects. Now, the area is home to 160 different species, or about a quarter of the country's total.
这些数量大概估计有1-2千只最近在活动。那它的活动时间大发生期大概6月底一直到9月期间都会有。
Because of its diverse habitats, Taiwan is fertile ground for butterflies. Scientists have documented over 400 species in the country. More than 50 of these can only be found here in Taiwan. Now, local officials in Nantou want people to take advantage of the summer vacation and to come check out their bountiful butterflies. Eason Chen and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
The Deaf Table Tennis Championships are taking place in Taipei, and Taiwan has bagged a couple medals going into the competition's final days. The men's team took home gold last Friday, but that wasn't all Taiwan's paddler had to show. Veteran Yang Rongzong won the bronze medal on Tuesday, while Wang Yixiang took home silver after losing his final to Thomas Kineth of Slovakia. The competition concludes on Thursday. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of an opera in Mexico City sung in the language of Mexico's indigenous Nahua people. I'm Yvonne Yang. Take care, and I'll see you next time.